So I had a pretty decent week trading Virgin Wick Theory this week. I was up 2R for the week, so not amazing, not the worst, decent, but I've just backtested the whole week on Nasdaq and gold, and I actually could have had a lot more than that if I just took every A+ setup. So in this video, I'm just going to go over backtesting every single A+ setup that I see over the past week and comparing that with the results that I got this week. It's something I've been trying to do every week just to get a good idea of how I'm performing against the benchmark of literally taking every A+ setup that I see, because sometimes your execution slips. You might not take every A+ setup due to hesitation, or maybe you take A- or B+ setups because you're not thinking straight. And it's also just a good exercise to rebuild belief in the system. If maybe you had a bad week and you're like, oh, this doesn't work anymore, but you can just actually look back at all the proper trades and see how it actually would have performed. But before we get into that, I'll just quickly go over the strategy in a nutshell. So this is a bullish example. We wait for virgin wicks, which is any untouched wick, any wick that has not been closed through or touched at all. We wait for it to get closed through, in this case bullishly, by a bullish Chad candle. Then we drop to the 1 minute time frame, wait for price to engage with the point of interest, which was that virgin wick level, and then engage with the higher time frame fair value gap. Then we take a change in state of delivery on the 1 minute back to the upside, or an IFEG back to the upside. Very straightforward. So this one was on gold just yesterday, Friday, during London session. Ended up being a loser, but I consider it A+. So we have this bullish point of interest here that gets engaged. We are amongst a bunch of higher time frame FEGs, as you can see. And we had a nice major liquidity sweep here, which means our change in state, actually we had another liquidity sweep here. So our SysD would be here, I believe. Right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then I market ordered in right here. Stop just around there. That felt about right to me, targeting to R. Sure, there's some 5 minute gaps, but I feel like we have way more bullish gaps. Not too overextended, good timing. Pretty strong CASD candle, that's a big candle, and a very strong candle closure as well, leaving a fair value gap. So I like this, but unfortunately it stops me out and then goes to TP. Eventually, I believe, yeah. But that's all right. A+ loss, so I'll record that as a loss. All right, here's another A+ setup on gold. This was Thursday, London session, 3 a.m. Let's see what we have. So bullish point of interest gets engaged, and then I believe this second one gets engaged. Okay, so it's criteria number 1 has been met. Do we have criteria number 2, high time frame FEGs? Yes, perfect. And number 3 is just our entry model. So we get a liquidity sweep here. That means our change in state of delivery level is here, and we end up getting it there. So you could limit order at the SysD to be safe, and then you get tagged in. And then at this point, you'd go break even, actually. Yeah, so there I would have went break even and then get stopped out break even. So no trade there, no win, no loss, just break even. Still A+. All right, so this is Asia, still on gold, Monday, 16th February, 8 p.m. We have some bearish POS that get engaged. We have some bearish FEGs that get engaged. Now just waiting for a SysD or an IFEG. So there's our liquidity sweep. So if we close below here, that is a change in state of delivery. Bang, there you go. So limit order at the SysD. Stop at these highs, targeting to R. And I believe it is a loss. Yeah. All right, we'll record that as a loss. And then off that very same, right after that one, there was a winner. So we have this bearish POI that gets engaged up here. This untouched POI is an extended POI because it is the second hour of its life span. So that gets engaged. Then we are still amongst red FEGs, so perfect. Then third step is just our entry model. And right there, you're going to change the state of delivery. Consecutive change the state of delivery. And we leave an FEG, as you can see. So a pretty strong SysD. So a strong one like this, you're probably not going to get a limit order back there, let's be honest. So you can just I marked it in, I remember this one. Yeah, you can mark it in like that, target 2R. And that goes to TP nicely. Very good. So I'll record that as a win. Yeah, so that was it for gold. I'm not going to do silver as well because gold and silver are strongly correlated. Even though there might be a few differences, we will mostly get double ups. So I'm just going to leave silver and just do gold and Nasdaq. And I won't do ES because Nasdaq and ES are strongly correlated, so we'll get a lot of double ups. So I'll just do Nasdaq. Alright, so this is Asia, Tuesday, 17th of February, 10 p.m. We have 2 bullish points of interest to work with, as you can see from our indicator. And a shit ton of bullish FEGs. So that's step 1 and 2. Both get engaged, very nice. Now we're just looking for our entry model, which I've marked off. So we get a liquidity sweep here and a nice strong 3 consecutive leg. Oh no, we get, oh yeah. And we've, oh yeah, this is that weird one where we like opened above the SysD, even though we didn't close above it. But yeah, I still consider this A+, and I actually got in on this one. Yeah, so SysD, high time frame FEGs. There are a few bearish ones, but way more bullish ones. And yeah, bullish POIs. So I'll consider that an A+ win. Very nice. Alright, this one is Tuesday, New York session, 10 a.m. We have a bearish point of interest to play with. It gets engaged. Let's have a look. No entry model yet. Alright, we sweep these highs and we tap into a 15-minute FEG and we clear out a bunch of bullish FEGs. So perfect, that's what we want to see. So that's step 1, step 2, step 3 is now just our entry model, which is an IFEG right there. So you could enter there. Upon closing of the IFEG candle, put your stop just on the other side of the IFEG, and you can target 2R. I would say this is just under A+ because your 2R target is just a smidge past the drawn liquidity. But it's pretty much A+. Like, it's like an A+ 1.6R trade, but at this point I'd just go for 2R anyway. And you end up getting it, I believe. No, you don't. Okay, so it's a break-even trade. Okay, I'll count that as break-even. Alright, so another one for NQ. This is Monday, 16th February, 11 p.m. during Asia session. So we have this bearish shadow candle closing through this version of wick, creating our bearish POI. Hour starts, POI gets engaged, and we have a bunch of higher time frame FEGs to engage with. Now just waiting for either a SysD or an IFEG. So this is the last high that got swept, spoiler alert. Which means these consecutive bullish candles, the opening price of the lowest one would be our SysD level, as you can see. So a couple of things about this change of state of delivery is, sure, it takes quite a few candles, but I still consider it strong because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive bullish leg that we're closing through. And we also closed through it in a very strong manner, leaving behind some FEGs, leaving behind a big FEG. So I consider this quite a strong SysD close. And then yeah, after this candle closes, you can set your limit order there. Stop just above these highs. You could even just go like on the other side of this FEG even. But I think that feels good, yeah. Target 2R. Bit of drawdown, bit of chop. But I believe this one does go eventually. Yeah, there you go. Nice. So count that as a 2R win for NQ. All right, here's another potential setup on NQ. So this was Monday, 16th February, 10 a.m. So New York session. We have some bullish POIs to work, bearish POIs to work with, and a bunch of bearish FEGs. Exactly what we want to see. So let's see. POI gets engaged, FEGs get engaged, and there is a change in state of delivery right there. Yeah, as you can see, I marked it off. Stop hunt here. This is the leg that took liquidity. Highest up closing candle is this one. It is consecutive with this one. So the opening price there is a change in state of delivery level. We get a close through it here. Let's see if it gets retested. Looks like it just misses, but yeah, you could chase this one. So let's say, oh, actually, now that I look at it, I remember this one. Yeah, in real time, I saw this close. I tried to set a limit order, I think either at this FEG or at the 60 level. And I saw that it was coming, but it didn't touch it. So I ended up just marketing in somewhere like, I want to say like around there. Stop was still there and I still had 2R. Something like that. And that went to TP. Yeah. I think a few people market ordered in on this one. But yeah, I consider that a win because I actually did win on this one. I remember this one. So it's another 2 for NQ. All right, I believe this is the last one for the week. This was Sunday, Asia Open. So 9 p.m. on Sunday. Let's see what we've got. Bullish point of interest to work with. Let's see. POI gets engaged. Do we have higher time frame FEG? It's a bit glitchy. Okay. Yes, there is a 10-minute one. There is an opposing 5-minute one, but I would say the 10-minute one takes strength. It takes priority over the 5-minute FEG. So I don't mind that. Now we're just looking for an entry model. So we're going to stop hunt here by this leg. So the lowest down closing candle in that leg is this one. Oh, sorry, this one. Or either two, they're consecutive anyways. So the opening price of this one is your CISD level. So we get a close over it, and then I set my limit order here. Stop loss at that low, targeting 2R. And this one gets stopped out. So, yeah, you could make the argument it's not actually A+ because the drawn liquidity is not 2R. It's only like 1.3. But I would still take this. And I think I'm pretty sure I did take this on Sunday. So yeah, I'll count this one. All right, so here is the results of the past week of backtesting only A+ trades. So 1 win, 2 losses on gold, 3 wins, 1 loss on Nasdaq, for a total of plus 5R. So personally in my week, yeah, I went plus 2R. So it's a 3R discrepancy, but obviously I don't trade New York session, so, and I believe there were some New York wins, so maybe that plays a part in it. But I also make mistakes. I also take A- setups. I don't take every A+ setup. But this is just a good exercise to give yourself like a benchmark of how you are performing compared to what the model actually looks like textbook wise. And yeah, again, it's also just a good exercise to rebuild belief in the system in case you have a bad week and you're like, oh no, it's not working anymore. Well, the results are here. It works yourself. If it works, if you just apply yourself and just take the best setups that you see without hesitation. So yeah, I wonder how you went. Did you get plus 5R in the week? Did you do better? Did you do worse? Always good to compare.